It's important to learn how to read and interpret financial statements or different reports. There's a lot of potential costs that are involved in not knowing how to read or interpret these reports. Unfortunately, there's times where fraud is involved, where you don't know how to look at these reports and figure out that there is something wrong with the accounting, or red flags that'll pinpoint, hey, something's not right here. There's times where the bookkeeper and the owner get complacent. It is important that the owners actually have some involvement in learning how to read these reports and knowing what to look for. It's important to have internal controls in place, to have different people check on the tasks that one person is involved in, to keep the checks and balances in place, make sure nothing is missed. You can get wrong information into the system, wrong information out of the system. I put myself in the owner's shoes. Yeah, you're not a numbers guy, but you still need to know how to read these reports in some form or fashion. So as you get more familiar and more comfortable with reading your financial statements, you're able to see trends. When are my sales higher? When are my costs higher? It helps you plan ahead. Do you need to hire more people, buy more equipment, more space, different things that you need, you'll be able to plan ahead. For example, if you're a construction company and you notice that your sales for a certain month are low, why are they low? A lot of external factors are the weather. If the weather was really bad, then you didn't have that many on-site workers. If you're a restaurant, are your sales higher during football season or baseball season? In the summer, in the winter, what types of items do you sell more during what time periods? A lot of times I flat out just ask my clients before they even see the numbers, hey, how did you do last month? They usually have a pretty good idea of how they did. They'll say, hey, I did have a good month. I'm like, okay, well, if your financials don't reflect that, then let's find out why. Did something not get recorded in the proper period or something along those lines? It's also good to run month-to-month analysis reports to see different types of trends. How much do I sell in certain times of the year, so you can plan it accordingly. Am I going to need to hire later on in the year? When are my slow times of the year? What are my high points throughout the year as far as revenue or volume and sales? It's good to be able to run yearly reports. How did I do in 2011 based on 2012 and 13 and 14? And how am I going to keep going forward so I can go ahead and start budgeting for those type of trends? If you don't know how to read financial statements, seek guidance from a CPA or an accountant.